Hi, I'm Deborah Weiss, attorney, 9/11 survivor, and senior fellow with the Center for Security Policy. When Frank Gaffney, president and CEO of the center, first tapped my shoulder to write a monograph on Islamist influence in Hollywood, I didn't expect to find much information. Upon embarking on this journey, I was shocked to uncover the myriad of Islamist organizations that collaborate with, advise, reward, and even provide pre-written storylines for professionals in the filmmaking industry. The great Andrew Breitbart said that politics is downstream from culture. What he meant by that is that policies will flow from the beliefs that the public holds, which are largely shaped by societal institutions and popular culture. The 1991 Explanatory Memorandum, an infamous Muslim Brotherhood document, elucidates the Muslim Brotherhood's strategy to destroy Western civilization from within, using Muslim Brotherhood front groups in collaboration with Western organizations who will do their bidding for them. Nothing exemplifies this more than the strategic targeting of the film industry. Everyone who has children knows that the media, whether social media like Facebook or Twitter, or traditional media like TV and movies, play a significant role in shaping the worldview of young minds. Muslim Brotherhood front groups and Islamic organizations with a political agenda to whitewash Islamic terrorism, denigrate America and the West, and exalt the theopolitical totalitarian ideology known as Sharia are using the filmmaking industry as an agent for social change to alter the public narrative and influence the public's understanding of Islam-related issues. MPAC, the Muslim Public Affairs Council, actually has a Hollywood bureau that offers consulting services to Hollywood producers and scriptwriters, which functions to control the viewpoints expressed. CARE, Council on American Islamic Relations, an unindicted co-conspirator in the Holy Land Foundation trial, the largest terror financing trial in the history of the United States, has been very successful in pressuring producers to censor movies about terrorists or the Middle East. Unity Productions Foundation, a relatively new but extremely well-funded organization, has been producing so-called documentaries, which are proffered as truth and often aired on PBS. The problem is, if you research the facts set forth in these documentaries, the films appear to be a mixture of fact and falsehoods, the classic combination constituting propaganda. Despite the penetration of Islamic supremacist organizations into the Hollywood entertainment industry, until the election of Donald Trump, the efforts seemed to move in one direction: Islamist organizations pushing Hollywood to produce biased and/or false narratives. However, after the election of Donald Trump, Hollywood has seemingly become unhinged. The far left's hatred of all things Trump has strengthened the Hollywood Islamist alliance, pushing Hollywood elites to align with organizations that outwardly call for multiculturalism and inclusion, but in reality oppose everything that the left claims to hold dear. Producers, actors, and scriptwriters forged this alliance with Islamists simply for the sake of delegitimizing the president. For example, the president's executive order to temporarily pause immigration from countries with a high risk of terrorism was mischaracterized as a Muslim ban. In fact, the order, eventually deemed constitutional by the Supreme Court, constituted only a temporary pause to give the administration time to produce an effective process to screen out terrorists. The list of countries was actually created by President Obama, applied to people of all religions, and allowed exceptions on a case-by-case basis. Additionally, the list omitted the majority of Muslim countries. But that didn't stop Hollywood elites from participating in rallies against the so-called Muslim ban. Michael Moore even stood outside Trump Tower, holding a sign reading, "We are all Muslim." You might think you're simply attending a movie for Saturday night entertainment, but behind the scenes, the messages emanating from the movie screen are being controlled, manipulated, censored, and influenced by Islamist organizations that don't want you to know the truth. Of course, Muslims are permitted to make films, as is anyone, but those with a supremacist political agenda are offering awards to actors you've heard of, censoring movies you've gone to, threatening producers of mainstream films, and offering financial incentives to movie makers who show Islam in a positive light. Freedom of expression is a fundamental right, but the Muslim Brotherhood and countries comprised of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation, 56 Muslim-majority countries plus the Palestinian Authority, don't believe in this right. It's against Sharia law to criticize Islam-related topics, even, perhaps especially, if it's true. I know it sounds crazy, but it's part of the grand plan to keep Americans from knowing the truth about Islamic supremacy and its inegalitarianism, as well as its cruel and unusual penalties, by censoring the media, academia, and yes, even Hollywood. Certainly there are Muslims who practice aspects of their faith within constitutional bounds and want to live in freedom. But those who have a more sinister agenda are turning constitutional freedoms on their head by exploiting our freedom of speech and freedom of religion to propagate propaganda and disinformation in service to their ultimate political goal of domination. This book is well documented and eye-opening. It's possible that after learning the background information, you will never view another George Clooney terrorism movie the same way again. Keep informed. Read the book. At the very least, it's good entertainment.